Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. We're still in Canada. We're still at the Invictus Games. I think we're on day 3 now. It's hard to keep track of all the costume changes and the PDA and all of that. But in and amongst the PDA, the kissy and the clawing and the adoring gazes, there are some mask slips and even some nose drips. So today's working title of this reading is Lessons in Chemistry. We're talking about their chemistry and also what particular chemistry they might be making use of to help themselves along, shall we just say, whether prescription or not. I think if you are wiping your nose in a very suggestive way in front of children that you are reading to while your own children are left at home, then the public has a right to know what is really going on, and that is why I'm doing this reading today. Inquiring minds. Deviant Moon Tarot on the tarot table. We're going to look at how they're really doing, how they're really feeling about each other. As I say, whether there have been any mood enhancers involved for both of them, and how they are on the divorce trajectory. And the reason why I'm looking at the divorce trajectory in this reading again is that Lady C put an interesting tweet out on X, and she has allegedly been hearing interesting things about the state of the Sussex marriage from, as she describes it, regal, not media sources. And she says Donald Trump is right. Harry has a load of problems in his life, all beginning with M. She goes on to list them, and it is quite an impressive list. Meghan, money, Machiavellianism, media, mistake, malignancies, manipulation, merching, among others. Ouch. And she says that all the posturing at the Invictus Games is not able to hide what is going on. I'm putting it politely. She'd put it much more crassly than I'm putting it. So the posturing at the Invictus Games is what we're looking at. What's really going on, each of them, how they're really doing, how do they feel about each other. As the cards collapse on the table, that's the 9 of Swords and the Moon. I think about sums up what Lady C had to say on X, and we're going to ask how they feel about each other, how whether they are enhancing their moods, shall we just say, and where we are in the divorce trajectory. Because of all the things we've seen, the empty stands, the has-beens, the Parkles, not really that invested in things, leaving midway through games and stuff like that. Some faux pas, twirling a wheelchair around, zooming past disabled veterans in a very long and icily cold tunnel in their little golf cart toot to make way for the Parkles, as the veterans are all sort of waiting in line, having to walk the long way home. None of it looking very good, and they're being called out on it, but who cares about that? What we really care about is what's going on with them, because the Invictus Games has now become all about them, and in particular all about her. And that is, of course, my opinion, and this is, of course, tarot for fun and entertainment. It is all my opinion. It is all speculation. We just read energy here, archetypal energy. We are dealing with archetypal family here, the royal family, even though they are only slightly royal still. And of course there is a disclaimer in the box below. So let's get to it with the Deviant Moon Tarot. And we have the 7 of Wands in reverse as our underlying energy, which is being very vulnerable, very exposed, and feeling under threat, unable to defend themselves. And I don't mean in the sense of the threats that they allegedly believe they are at risk of, and we will be looking at those very serious threats later on. I was going to get there today, but actually today the mask slips and the nose drips are more interesting and more in the zone of where I'm feeling today. So I follow the energy, and this is where the energy has taken me. 7 of Wands in reverse is not good. Vulnerable, almost embarrassed in that energy. Upright, feeling that you're in the right. The 7 of Wands. You're in a good position. You might be under attack, but you on the right side of the road, basically, knowing that they are not. They really are very, very vulnerable at this point, the 7 of Wands in reverse. So general energy, what's the situation? What are we dealing with today? And we are dealing with the 4 of Pentacles, and this card keeps showing up. The 4 of Pentacles in reverse, loss of control, loss of status, loss of stability, prestige, money, all of those things. Herself wrestling the Invictus games out of his grasp and into her claws. That's my opinion, of course. That's what's going on. Bad energy as underlying energy, and the situation is loss of control. Loss of control can also mean loss of control because you might have been enhancing your mood in various ways, and it can get out of control. Just saying, just speculating, and of course my inexpert opinion. So let's just look at the 2 of them generally. How are they doing generally? Harry first. How's Harry doing? Oh, he's not doing well. The 7 of Swords is the card of shady behavior. It can even in some contexts be criminal behavior. I don't mean it here. But what did Lady C say? Megan, money, Machiavellianism, media mistake, malignancies, manipulation, merching. That's 7 of Swords energy. Very conscious of it, trying to hide it, trying to avoid it, trying to evade. That's the 7 of Swords when it's upright. Skullduggery, shady behavior, getting away with things, trying to hide things, trying to get away with doing things that you shouldn't be doing, or taking stuff that's not yours to take, or even disappearing, running away is quite cowardly energy. That's very bad. It's one of the bad cards in the tarot because of its connotations of shadiness is the polite word. There are stronger words that I could use. He's got a lot on his mind. There's not much mind for there to be a lot on, in my opinion. So whatever bit of brain cell he has got is really being tested at this point with all the troubles. As Lady C so astutely pointed out, I think he is in trouble, and it might even be quite big trouble. My personal opinion. Let's look at herself. The Lady of the Invictus games turned it all into about herself, and we have the 2 of Swords, and it's in reverse. That contesting in this 2 of Swords, it's not normally a contesting energy for me so much as an indecision energy. The 2 of Swords is about being at a crossroads in your life, a turning point. And she certainly is at a turning point in her life, having difficult decisions to make. She was going all in with the lifestyle thing and the merching and the American Riviera Orchard and the lifestyle not cooking show. We have to now call it the not cooking show, because apparently she doesn't cook, which is just devastating for me. She cuts flowers and she makes potpourri and stuff like that. Big yawn fest. I'm bitterly disappointed. But the 2 of Swords is at this crossroads of where do you pivot? We're hearing that they are allegedly trying to make something happen in Ghana, one of those 4 royal tours again. She's run out of road, really. And so she's got to make a very difficult decision. And I think the decision would have been, the preferable decision would have been launch that lifestyle brand, divorce, and live the California, the dream lifestyle with this huge, big empire, this business empire, this brand. But no, none of that's happening. Got to stick with the has-been, and got to look enthusiastic about the Invictus games, and got to plan your Ghana trip. We're suddenly hearing about the Ghana trip again. So she's had to pivot 2 of Swords in reverse to something she doesn't want to do. Not her thing at all. We can see that look of disdain when she, the face muscles can't hold that rictus grin any longer, and she looks repulsed. That's a better word. By the things she's having to do, see, engage in. It's not her thing at all, but she's having to pretend. She's having to fake it, basically. Let's see how they look. That's my opinion, just by the way. Let's see how they feel about each other right now. How does he feel about her? 3 of Cups in reverse. Nah. Doesn't want to be hanging out with her. Not even friends. Not a fan. The 3 of Cups upright is the party card, the friendship card, enjoying company, hanging out, having a good time with your mates. We've seen the champagne there in public display. We've seen the pretend of what a good time they're having. It's 3 of Cups in reverse. It's all fake. Really doesn't want to be around her, doesn't like her. It's a basic card, the 3 of Cups, of just enjoying someone's company. Can't stand her. That's my personal opinion. Would rather be 1,000 miles away than be having to smile and claw and paw while the cameras are rolling. How does she feel about him? And we have the 6 of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. Also a nasty card. Upright, it's a nice card. It's sharing, it's generosity, it's kindness and equality. It's in reverse. She can't stand the fact that he is the, I don't want to say chosen one. He's the one that it's all about, that people want to see. Someone recorded a little clip where 2 kids were hanging out with Harry and they were talking to him and he was laughing. He's good with kids. We don't see him with his kids, but generally he can relate to them. He's down to earth. He's fun. That's the old Harry that we knew and we thought we knew. That's a better expression. And she was sitting with that smile on her face. And the kids weren't going near her. They only wanted Harry. And people really only want Harry. And she's having to step back and allow him to go first, which really goes against the grain with her. We've always seen her elbowing him out the way and marching ahead of him, striding ahead, in fact, in those giant shoes, clomping along in those shoes. But she's had to step back. She's had to admit that this is an unequal situation. He's the one who has everything, even though she's trying to wrestle it from him. 4 of Pentacles in reverse, which is our situation we're observing here in this reading, and 6 of Pentacles in reverse. It's galling for her to know that this is not an equal situation, and she is the one who's in the cheap seats, really, in terms of popularity. Even though she thrusts herself in everywhere, she's not welcome, and I think she knows it. So there's no love lost here between the pair of them. It's not terrible, but for a couple that have now to spend 8 days side by side living in the same accommodation, even though it's a double-story suite at the Fairmont, it must be quite tense behind the scenes. If we're seeing it in public, can you imagine what it's like behind the scenes? Now we're going to look at enhancements, mood enhancers for each of them. We just want to know, as I say, they're out and about in public with children and veterans and stuff. Him. What's going on with him? We've got the 8 of Cups and it's in reverse. Cups are always bad news when we're talking substances because they're always indicative of consumption of things that can alter your mood, your emotions. The 8 of Cups, she's saying, oh, no, don't give that to me. I'm going to walk away from it. The card is in reverse, which tells me that if he was, I'm speculating, let's say hypothetically, because I'm reading tarot cards and I'm just speculating here. Hypothetically, if he had been on the wagon, let's just say, the 8 of Cups in reverse is he's right back off that wagon. In my opinion, I'm reading energy. Of course, 8 of Cups and the way particularly this card is depicted. I think says everything we need to know, but that doesn't look good for him. How about her? Perhaps she's just coming down with a cold. We have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Now that's not so much substances, although in this particular version of it we've got the moon there, and we have this pearl tree that's actually well, it's been harvested, it's been tapped, shall we say, but it looks like blood is coming out of that tree. So it's got a kind of almost squeezing blood from a stone energy, that 7 of Pentacles. It is a macabre little deck. It's a dark tarot, the Deviant Moon Tarot, so you can't expect pretty little pictures on the cards. 7 of Pentacles is the 7 years of bad luck, the long haul that she signed up for. I think she possibly literally signed up for. That's my speculation about this situation. Coming to an end. It's in reverse. What have I got to show for it? Plenty of new clothes, very expensive new clothes. She's got a nice new wardrobe. Well, I don't think it's a nice wardrobe. Her basics, shall we say, because they're all those neutrals again. Very expensive though, thanks to the Invictus Games, Invictus Foundation, allegedly. So she's got some expensive clothes out of this, but what does she really have? And I know we're talking about chemistry and enhancements and things like that. It could be out of frustration, and it's interesting that those little pentacles that are hanging in that wintry tree, they look sort of crystal-like. They almost look snowball-like. The 7 pentacles hanging there and tapping that tree and blood coming out. I'm getting quite a graphic image of damage to tissue in this card. Just saying. I have never had that feeling from this card ever before. But pentacles are bodies, material things, and that's not good. That's really not good. And that would be coming from frustration. That his is coming from sorrow, being stuck in a situation that he doesn't want to be in, cups. Hers, in my opinion, I'm speculating, we're talking hypothetically here, hers, if she is using anything to help her get through these 8 days or 7 years, is coming from frustration, from being thwarted financially, thwarted in terms of status. She thought she would have been elevated by now, but she hasn't. In fact, her status has diminished considerably in the 7 years that she has been, almost 7 years, married to him. So it's quite interesting energy that's going on there. Let's see where we are on the divorce trajectory, bearing in mind what Lady C had to say on X. Harry, where is he in the marriage? What's he up to here? And we got the 3 of Pentacles still involved in this situation. It's still part of the team. It's ongoing. It's a grotesque little card. It is hinting at children. That maybe there is some concern, or at least a child. There is some concern about what happens there. So still viewing them as a team. It's not a card of love. And bear in mind, we've got the 3 of Cups in reverse, but we get the 3 of Pentacles upright. Brand, team. Got to make this work. Got to make it work for financial reasons. Maybe also for the sake of the children. And I actually at this point don't even know what that means. We'll have another look. We're always looking. And let's look at her. Where is she in the divorce trajectory? She's much worse off, actually, because she's got the King of Wands, but it's in reverse. The King of Wands is a very passionate male energy. Someone she finds exciting, somebody who can inspire her as well as excite her, somebody that she can relate to, she can plan with, she can have adventures with, somebody who can really spark things for her, and good things, but it's in reverse. It's also her energy. She's Queen of Wands, so it's coming through as her energy. Angry, frustrated, really turned off by the whole thing, despite all the clutching and the kissing and all of that. Really turned off, repulsed. I think we've used that word already in this reading. Not into it at all. Would like to find someone more powerful, more S with an XE, more of those things, like a Mr. Media Empire kind of a person, or a nice billionaire, Jeff Bezos, whoever, one of those. What's that guy she was hanging out with allegedly, the one with big problems in his world, Affleck. She was apparently trying her luck there a while back. Those kinds of people, famous Hollywood celebrity types, media types. That's what she'd really like. She's been landed with a has-been, does not like it at all. But there's no sign in here of an end. They're both stuck in this road together, at least for the time being. So there it is. That's the reading. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.